Alright everybody, so in celebration of No Simp September, I've decided to switch it up just a tad and talk about something a little bit different. I actually stumbled across a Reddit post that I thought would be a very interesting read for the channel. It states here, X cheated on me and falsely accused me of rape, so I exposed her to everyone she knew. This is in celebration of No Simp September. Remember, don't be sipping for these out there, for these hoes, alright? Don't be doing that. Anyways, let's get into the post. So it starts off here by saying in late May 2016, I asked my crush, Kate, of 3 years out on a coffee date. 3 dates later, we made things official. For the next 7 months, our relationship felt too good to be true. We clicked on so many interests, so we hardly ever disagreed on anything. We were very open with each other, which led to an incredible sex life. We both had good jobs, so we had money to spoil one another, and our families were both enthusiastic about our relationship. In January 2017, I was accepted into my country's Armed Forces Reserve program as a combat engineer. I underwent basic training from February to late April, and was, up until then, the hardest thing I have ever done. There were several times I thought I wouldn't graduate, and the only thing that kept me going was Kate's words of encouragement over text and calls. She was there when I received my BTC certificate and never let me forget how proud she was of me. As part of my job in the reserves, I would have to go away in the summer for advanced training. Between early June to late August, Kate fully supported me going 400 kilometers away to the training center and spending almost our entire summer break on work to further my military career. The summer was brutal on me. I was a social outcast for every cliche, however you say that formed on our course, and was the butt of several jokes. My self-esteem plummeted through the floor, but Kate's beliefs in me was what made me prevail. I passed as 5th best on course, and I owe it all to her. Now, it states here, the decline. Things between us started to sour after returning home. According to her, I wasn't as spontaneous and outgoing as before I went away. I was dismissive, took small jabs and jokes as personal insults, and would rather stay in, watch movies, and have sex instead of going out. Unbeknownst to both of us, I had developed some nasty social anxiety due to the events of the summer, and it started affecting our relationship. Nearing our 2-year anniversary in 2018, we got into a heated argument over a small misunderstanding, and we broke up. I was incredibly distraught before she texted me 3 days later and said she wanted to try and fix things. I didn't see her for 3 weeks, but we kept in touch every day. Slowly mending things, when we officially got back together, nothing felt the same. Every time I talked with her, it was as if I was walking on eggshells, and it only worsened my anxiety, which in turn hurt our already damaged relationship. Then things finally came to a head at the end of July. The hurt. While in school, Kate had met a dude named John. She saw in John what she used to see in me, and they quickly became very close friends. He consoled her through our breakup, and every little time I messed up afterwards. For the record, I knew of John, but never thought Kate would ever do anything with him. One night after work, we had planned for me to stay the night at Kate's place. I arrived to see the two of them chilling on the living room couch. Kate said that John had dropped by for a spontaneous visit, and he was just leaving. After John left, she became cold and distant. I slowly accepted that our relationship was dead and asked her how things were between us. She echoed my thoughts, and we agreed to break up the next day. She said I could stay the night one last time, seeing how it was late, and she was still worryful of me. From there on, until she fell asleep, Kate became uncharacteristically glued to and protective of her phone. In the past, she wouldn't care if I'd glanced over to catch her and her friends texting about whatever, but now she did her best to hide the screen from me. I asked her about it, and she said it was private stuff, which only raised more questions. After she fell asleep, curiosity got the better of me. I unlocked her phone, I knew her passcode, and found hundreds of messages between her and John. Messages about how she was now single, how exciting it was that they could now be a couple in public, and laughing at me about every little thing I did. I quietly sobbed as I read through each hurtful text. My crying wasn't as quiet as I thought. Kate stirred, and once she realized what I was doing, she threw a fit. I couldn't find the anger or words to combat her, so I just grabbed my stuff and left, with Kate shouting and yelling at me the whole time. It was late in the morning when I got home. I just broke down and ugly cried all night. I called in sick from work the next day and spent it sulking in my bed. The day after, I got several angry texts from Kate's friends and family. In a bid to save her image and denounce anything I might say about her, she told anyone she knew that I had forced myself upon her that night in one last attempt to get some before we broke up, and left after the deed was done. Though what I had done was scarring, she refused to press charges because she didn't want to make a circus of her life in court, and was the bigger person by doing so. I spent the next few months in fear that her allegation would have me discharged from the military or from the army, and my image forever tarnished, but nothing ever happened. The revenge. 5 months afterwards, Kate DM'd me. After pleasantries, she basically apologized for the whole thing, and actually admitted to faking it. Though she would never publicly admit it to save her own reputation, my image be damned, this angered me. But I kept cool, I screenshotted the text, and continued talking with her. Over the next 3 months, she entered into a cycle of events as follows. Complain about her current life situation, usually about John screwing up in their relationship in one way or another and asking for advice. Lamenting our relationship, how I never screwed up like John did, how she wished we could go back to the things once were, blah blah blah. Ignoring me because John finally pulled his head out of his ass, did some huge romantic gesture, and saved their relationship. Going on a smear campaign on social media about our relationship, employing her friends for help, knowing in full that I would see it all, and trying to bait me into an argument. It would work. She would try to turn the argument around and paint me as the bad guy, and then block me for about a month before repeating the cycle. This happened 3 times like clockwork, and always left me burnt out and broken. But a part of me wanted it to happen. Each time it did, I took screenshots of every damning thing she said. I had a full SD card of everything I compiled before I finally decided it was time. Making several picture copies of the worst text messages I caught, I bought several manila envelopes and mailed them to everyone. I thought it would matter to Kate, her parents, grandparents, extended family she was super close with, best friends, work boss, co-workers, teachers, whatever. Whoever I could find a mailing address for. I made sure that anyone getting the envelope would know that the texts were between me and Kate and sent them off. Within 3 weeks, I got results. Some of the people who messaged me to shame and insult me before now apologized for their words. My favorite was from her own parents, who went on to say that they were deeply sorry about their daughter's behavior, how they raised her to be better than how she acted, and to please not pursue any legal actions. Honestly, if that was me in that situation, would be getting sued. Whatever. Be going to court, I mean to say. The thought had crossed my mind, but I didn't have the money nor the mental fortitude to fight a legal battle. I mean, well, of course, if I had the money, I would, take legal action if I had the money. Anyways, I told them I'd think about it and that they'd be the first to know besides Kate if I did. Kate sent me some texts as well with things like, "How could you betray my trust like that? Or you ruined my life, you bastard." I didn't reply. I just read every angry text that flew in with a satisfied grin, and then blocked her when they stopped. I never fully found out how badly her life was affected by my revenge, but I do know that she dropped out of school and no longer has a job. I hope John was worth it. Too long, don't read. Girlfriend cheated on me, falsely accused me of rape to cover it up. I endured her for a year, gathering evidence against her via text messages, and socially nuked her life. Honestly, man, that was a really, really great read. That actually brought a smile to my face to see that this guy actually got this back. The way that he done it was different than the way that I would do it if I was in his situation. You know, he was patient. He was patient with that. We've seen that. He was patient. He waited a full year before finally, ruining her socially. I wish we really could have got more details on how her life was affected, because honestly, I kind of hope that her life was hella affected because of what she done. That was a really scummy way to do somebody. Somebody that cared about you, somebody that loved you, somebody that treated you right? That's something that's really scummy to do. It's good to see, though, that he got revenge. And if I was in this man's shoes, or if I went through the same experience, and, bear with me here, if I had the cash, trust me, I would be filing legal action against this, basically ruin my reputation. And it makes me think of this mentality or whatever that we have in society, that it's like, it's guilty until proven innocent nowadays, when in fact it's supposed to be the other way around, right? That was something that our country, or at least my country, the United States, was built off of. It is innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. That mentality that it's guilty until proven innocent is stupid too. Look, like, if you're going to accuse somebody of rape, or if somebody's accused of rape, specifically a man being accused of rape by a woman, people just look at it and be like, oh, that guy, he raped her, him, it's guilty until proven innocent. And it's not supposed to be that way, right? I think I've, straight out came out and expressed that. But it seems like in today's world, if a woman says it, then it's more believable coming out of a woman's mouth than it is a man's mouth, right? And that's fucking stupid. I hate that. It's the same situation if a woman is, getting physically abused or whatever. It's like, oh, if a woman says a man's doing it, it's automatically true. But if a man says that he's being abused by a woman physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever the case be, it's like, oh no, that's not true. He's just being a pathetic little whiny right? I hate that fucking mentality too, man. I truly do. But at the end of the day, I think this was a really great read. I don't know if I said this yet, but if I didn't, the top comment on here states, or the top reply states, don't stop when you're tired, stop when you're done. And, I mean, that's true. This guy was patient about it. He was patient. He was patient about all of this. And hopefully his reputation is completely ruined for falsely accusing this man of rape. It's bullshit. This guy, he seems like a casually good dude. He wanted to do something good for his country, and then he gets backstabbed by some low-life man. I could rant on and on about stuff like this. I really could. I could rant and rave about it, but I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I apologize for not being active on YouTube. I'm dying right now. I'm just like dying inside to upload more content. I really want to. I want to upload a lot more shit up on the internet, or on YouTube, not necessarily the internet, but I want to upload more stuff on YouTube. And if you actually go and you look at one of my recent tweets on Twitter, link to my Twitter page down in the description, you'll understand, or you may get a little bit of an idea of why I haven't been recording videos and uploading. And it's just the truth. If you want to know why, go check out my Twitter. It's one of my most recent tweets. And if you want to, follow me, because I try to post interesting shit up on there every now and again, every so often. Anyways, though, thank you all for tuning in to this. God, this has been almost 13 minutes long. I apologize, everybody. I apologize for such a long video. But thank you. I just want to say thank you for tuning in as long as you did. If you guys enjoyed, please go ahead and smash like. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are beautiful, man. I love you guys. Stay beautiful. Stay awesome. And I will see you all in the next one.